Some of you might be wondering why you're here. You're in your teams. These teams represent the nations.
I was hoping somebody would bring a hammer.
For Russia, of course.
Yeah.
I am Jovita, tech artist, and I play Russian chief scientist. I just came from Chernobyl.
We have another team about which we won't speak.
This is one of our fellow aliens. Hello.
Hey.
Hi. Malta.
The game mechanisms, the map, the counters, the rules, that might be like a game like Risk. The difference here is there are a lot more people involved, and the emphasis is on communication and negotiation, and how people interact really determines how the game goes, rather than just how the pieces on the board interact.
I know even though it's somewhat a board game and has a lot of pieces and cards, it will rely on human interaction. Manipulating people is something I can enjoy.
Today you'll be interacting with each other, trying to resolve various global crises. Some of those might be extraterrestrial, but actually you have quite a lot of crises to resolve on the Earth as well. Each team has got 7 other teams to talk to. You will see the trend here. It's about communication. So this is the point where people are like deer in the headlights, where they're like, oh my God, what am I here to do? And then after quite a short time, it settles in. This is probably the quietest it's going to be.
Having 2 of your military in our territory at the beginning is a little bit aggressive. You could reduce it to 1.
We have some things that we want in turn that.
What you're getting in return is the trade agreement.
Our initial approach in the game was trying to gain science in return for defense, since we started out with great military might.
Okay, trade agreement over. Great.
That strategy just completely failed, which made us extremely suspicious of the Eastern Bloc.
Okay, everybody, it's now turn 1, and we start with team time. This is probably the only moment the 4 of you will be together for the next half an hour or so make use of it.
I used to role play a lot. I know that can be a challenge for some people that aren't used to it, but I'm hoping people will really dive into the role play part.
So the table with the English flag, that's the winning table.
I assume there's going to be a lot of panic, hopefully backstabbing.
We went to them with friendship. We tried to have a trade agreement, and we asked them in exchange just to move.
How do you feel about it?
We felt betrayed.
I will be gathering opinion and news, and then I presume I will write reports and print them in newsprint. Bit of fake news, who knows? Maybe I can try and throw the whole thing.
Okay, it's now action time. Military players to the main map, foreign ministers to the United Nations room, scientists to the science conference. You should have with you any interceptors you intend to use and the money required to operate them.
When the game started, we lost quite some money. We had all the interceptors on the table, but we didn't play all of them.
Okay, so go, place your interceptors.
Our technology started getting lost. I don't know how. Then the terror attacks happened, and the PR points just fell to 0. That's when we realized that things are gonna go down really fast.
As you know, in Russia, we try to work on peace and duty and humanitarian stuff, but some countries think differently.
So we're defending liberty and freedom. So that's our main policy, and we're using all our military might to defend that.
What we're working on now is time travel. When the US and its allies nuke us all, we'll be able to do a reset and go back to the previous state.
Okay, military to the map, please. Place down your interceptors and your money. This is where we start the dramatic music. As a foreign minister here, you should be in the UN. You're not representing your country very well if you're here.
The UN relief and the money help, but the war still rages. I think military intervention is going to be required.
The US will stand by its word.
Yeah.
The UK will support its allies.
Wait, is everybody here?
No.
2? No. Apologies.
So we need 5 million for the Uganda famine.
Any countries that are buying UN aid need to come here and buy a counter from me.
The UK will be offering an undisclosed amount of aid to Mozambique.
Oh, okay.
We donated money in every human crisis, like in this game, which I think nobody else can claim, and shame on you. Shame on you, still, because you didn't mention it in your summary, and it's a good thing.
There's a lot of civil unrest in Africa. There's an uprising in Thailand. There's a new regime coming there, and there's a lot of trade agreements happening as well.
Military to the map, please.
Okay.
I've got another damage for 3.
For 3? So it's shot down.
What, it burned up in the atmosphere or what?
Yeah, they just smashed it up.
Okay. Did anybody get tech?
Yeah, everyone. There's 3 people got tech from that one.
You are not technically at this table, mister. I'm not supposed to be here?
China did exceptionally well in this game. China is #1, as everybody knows. The US has formed an alliance with the UK, which has been of annoyance to us as they have some troops in Japan, which is of course close to our borders. We've formed a treaty called the Eastern United Front.
We've tried to be like classic Russia, just being passive-aggressive. At the beginning we made this big agreement between Russia and China and India and also Japan.
This was led by China, so we maintain a very high respect in the world order.
We just saw the news. Happy to be in the news with a nice picture.
We won a Nobel Prize inventing super cancer. Hell yeah. Then we almost won a Nobel Prize by inventing like alien sex toys, which we still think could have like prevented the whole crisis.
I believe that humanity will prevail, mankind will prevail on this planet and elsewhere, and that's why I'm really hoping that the aliens can be friendly and can be communicated with. It certainly seems like they're trying to communicate with us. It's just the USA and the UK, the belligerent and entitled nations. They keep boycotting the Nobel Prize, don't want to see advancement of humanity as a whole. They just have their own interests at heart.
Okay, so take your flying saucers off. Let's reveal the missions. I usually remember, but thank you, it's good. So there's 4 terrors this time. Oh, sorry, 3 terrorist induction.
Little is known about the alien forces. We intervene and try to help where we can, but we don't know what their agenda or what they're doing.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming. We have some very important news to give you. Aliens are real. They're all there.
The team that revealed this goes down 3. Is it 2? Right, 2. Everybody else goes down 1. So this is World Panic. Every time the World Panic goes past the break point, everybody loses 2 PR.
The Queen has intervened.
Oh, God bless her. So you don't drop at all? Okay, you ignore 1 drop. Okay. This is turn 4. China not flying?
No, there are so many flying, we don't need it.
So interesting. There's 2 people not flying interceptors this turn. Okay, you ready? Intercept.
UFO destroyed! Yeah!
So everybody has dropped 1 PR. Japan's PR is now 0, which means the government falls. So you've all been sacked, and a new government is being formed with completely different people. You have to swap roles, so you don't have the same role you had before.
I hear they're forming a new government. We'll see how that goes. I'm not very optimistic, but they just won the Nobel Peace Prize, so at least they got some brains going for them.
The rest of our team is an utter catastrophe. None of us have done anything good. Hi!
Nothing good happening in Japan, apparently.
No.
We are trying to ramp up pressure on nations who we have physical proof with that they are on board with the aliens.
But you were attacking us.
Aliens are here. People are panicking. People are starting to make fast decisions. You know, that might not be such good decisions.
We're going to pull a double Rochambeau assassination.
And when I look at the map, I see everybody is kind of in the shitter, you know? PR is down, and people are blaming the media.
So we're all confused with how to get PR, as it seems, and you know,
use the media.
The media is corrupt.
The media is fucking corrupt. I'm deeply accusing the media of being nepotistic.
I just write the news. The problem with these countries is that they don't understand how to write a press release or have a press liaison. They've never even heard of a spin doctor.
Okay, military to the map. Japan's not flying. China's in, Russia's in, India's in, France is in, Britain's in, America's in. Everyone's in. Good. Aliens, let's see your deployment. Something's afoot. I don't like it. It's too quiet. So everybody and their mum has turned up to interfere with this. So how many of them are actually trying to intercept the alien? All of them.
Our setup was we're doing great on trade. We're in a really good place on this planet. We kept out of the alien business at the beginning and we're just trying to gain information as quickly as possible.
The UK is playing very much for their own benefit, you know, and they seem to be doing pretty well on the map. So I don't know. Maybe they will come out on top somehow. Who knows? If there is such a thing in this game, you know.
So far we've been ignored by the aliens. which I guess is good. We are a peaceful country. If they want to come and have a cup of tea with us, that's fine by us.
The rumor has it that India is fully infiltrated by aliens. China is colluding with aliens.
We need to write a piece on USA.
Everybody else thinks we are waging war against Russia now.
Thinks we are?
Yeah.
Where's the new card?
We are collaborating and joining into USA's accusations in the UK. It's very interesting because who's the Prime Minister here?
It's me. So I have the first time I heard it. I just got into office, right? Okay, aliens.
Not tea time. Not.
Right, go. Intercept. Got a spy success. So you both succeeded in removing the infiltration, so you can take that counter off. Anything else? No, that's it, done.
You got to Marseille, and it's very, very obvious that there are very high-ranking members of the French government waiting in a big open space, and have been there for a couple of days.
So, Russia, emergency meeting with you now, outside.
We're going to space.
We're all going to go move to another meeting room.
And we're off to the moon.
I will go broke. It always happens. You must help prevent it.
So, are we supposed to make a press conference about this, or do we
First, tell us, so while you guys were gone, India and France, have they been talking to the aliens from the beginning? And they are on the pro-alien group.
France has almost finished building spaceship to go to the moon, but we need your support.
Discussed this already. You have our full support. We built the ultimate spacecraft.
Well, we're living in interesting times. I get the sense that there's a few interesting things about to happen. So we'll see.
One small thing left to say. You might be interested to know that the aliens do have mind control powers. So there might be a chance that people claiming to have spoken to them are lying. There might be a chance that people coming back are not who they said they are.
Where did you find out about that? The last minutes. The last minute.
Okay, moving on. Thank you very much. Very good. Right, military to the map, please. So before we do any flying, America is going to DEFCON 1. DEFCON 1 means that next turn they can fire their nukes at something. At this point, any other nuclear power can also go to DEFCON 1.
We are already prepared for this.
You automatically and immediately reduce your PR by 1 by going to DEFCON 1 because it creates a lot of panic. This is what the phrase nuclear superpower means. There's a thing we called last turn madness. So when players think they know when the last turn is, they'll take all sorts of actions that they wouldn't otherwise take.
So the next round, the last round, could just mark the end of the world?
It could. It could. Or not. I suspect it won't, but I'm notoriously wrong. No, this is the American nuclear arsenal, okay? So your radars are picking up a fleet just outside geostationary orbit. You could send your 1 space interceptor against the 7 flying saucers. That's perfectly possible. You could also arm it with an atom bomb. Just saying. Is anybody doing any movement of troops around the world? It's so peaceful apart from the nukes. Just announced that the President of the United States of America has been assassinated. So, Foreign Minister, as next in command, you're now President. Congratulations, Mr. President.
There was no reason for that assassination, and we never got an explanation. And we will keep on investigating until forever.
Okay, so I need the military. Get your fighters here. Britain, are you flying? France, are you flying? Japan is flying. Brazil, are you flying? So, aliens. Just when we thought they weren't coming. Aliens, now the tables are turned. There is an Earther ship heading to the moon at comparable speeds to one of your ships. It's quite quick.
Then we have to shoot it down.
What?
We did have some communication with the aliens, so then when we built the spaceship, we decided not to put a nuke on it, and we sent it into space with me on board, but this was as the game ended, so I didn't make it back to Earth before the world ended.
Okay, so is anybody launching a nuclear weapon? America and China.
Why aren't you preventing nuclear holocaust?
Everything should be solved peacefully, so that was the reason why we never used our military against any humans.
What is your target?
We're going for our second target, which is Tokyo. We were seriously suspicious with Japan, and it told us there's something weird going on in Japan. But I don't think it should have been nuked.
Let me justify. No, afterwards. You've pressed the button. Okay. America drops to for starting a war without good reason. America drops another 2 for breaking a treaty. You also lose another 1 for using nuclear weapons. So that's pretty much brought your government down. Second American government to fail.
Not very grateful that this is finally working. Thank you, Japan, for providing translator technology. At the beginning, our interactions with planet Earth were in order to progress our knowledge of you as a race. All we knew from you guys was that you were violent, indeed, very, very violent. For all of those confusing messages that you've been saying, oh, and we were told that China was the... We're sorry. We're sorry, that was us, trying to break your alliances.
Okay, everybody, that's it. Game over. Well done, you survived. Look, some of you did, apart from Tokyo.
If there is still a world, I'm not sure. If there is a world, I think the UK is doing fine, actually. And we wash our hands in innocence when it comes to the nuclear holocaust. You're welcome.